G'day guys, and welcome to part 9 of the DR650. Got a few things that I want to get done today. I want to remove that the top roller off, and then I'll be able to whack on the frame guards. Also going to try and get the Fatbar handlebars on with the risers as well. And then that will enable me to put on that 12-volt socket and also the auxiliary light. First I'm going to do a run through of the Safari tank. I rang Safari Tanks and spoke to the owner, Robin, and he just gave me a few tips and tricks with the Safari tank, so I'll run through those things. Also want to do a big shout out for Rex from LoneStarRider.com. He's from Houston, Texas in America, and you can see up there he sent me in the mail this the Texas US 66 Route 66 road sign. It's a bloody ripper of a sign. It's like solid steel, really heavy, and the cool thing on the back of it, there's a sticker that says that it's basic. It's what is it? It's the die cast that's actually produced from is the original die cast they actually used for doing those signs on Route 66. So that was really cool. So Rex, thanks mate. I bloody love it. It's great. And he also sent a couple of stickers. So I've got one up there. And he also sent this one. This one's really cool. You can see that. Eat, sleep, Moto, that's what we'd all wish, but unfortunately we've all got a bloody work to pay the bills. I haven't got anywhere to put this up. It needs to go on a dark background, and I've filled up this bloody dartboard up here, and I thought I might have been able to get it on here, but that's not wide enough, so I'll have to make up a blackboard or something so I can stick it on there. Alright, I think that's basically, obviously also the heated grips, I've got to be able to put those on as well. So that's another thing I've got to do. I'm just looking at the list here, and I think that's pretty much what we'll hope to get done in this video. Alright, we'll have a quick chat about the Safari tank. Okay, so it's a 30 litre Safari tank. Supposed to get you, in the best case scenario, is supposed to get you about 600 k's distance on a DR650. Last night I filled it up. I just went and got some jerry cans and then done it that way. So it managed to take, I reckon it's about 30 to 31 litres in there. Apparently, after speaking with Robin from Safari Tanks, now remember, he's told me and now I'm telling you, so I might be 100%, but apparently what happens with the plastic tanks, the petrol reacts with it over time, and it takes quite a bit of time. Don't ask me, I can't remember exactly how long it was, but the petrol reacts with the petrol, it actually kind of like, I don't know, seeps into it or does some chemical thing. And what happens is it actually grows, and all the walls, and they're really, really thick walls, so I'm not worried about this thing falling over and hitting rocks and puncturing it. It'd have to be pretty bloody real sharp object to be able to penetrate it. But over time it actually gets better because the walls will grow thick as well. But what Robin said was that you can end up, I think he said it was like, you end up getting about 32, 33 or something like that litres in there. So that's a bloody good thing. Now one of the things, and I said this in the last one, that the blinkers in the instructions, they said to remove it because there was no clearance. Well, I thought I'd have a look at it, and in actual fact I've managed to get them on. On this side you've got about a finger's thick distance between it getting in there, so I can fully lock this, no worries. On the other side, on this side it did actually touch, so what I did was I just grinded that corner off off there. And now I've got clearance. It's only a couple of mil clearance. So I'm actually going to take both of them off and grind them down even more. And you can see how really good. I'll put some paint over it. So I'm going to grind them down just if this thing's going to grow a little bit. When it falls over, there shouldn't be a problem because this is really solid. So because and that's one thing I asked Robin was, you know, when it falls over, it's just going to move or whatever. But he said that basically it would need to be something quite sharp and thin to be able to penetrate to hit through this. So given that I've got that clearance and also that I've grinded it so it's not a sharp point or anything, should be all good. With the fitting of the seat, I suppose that was the only real drama, was getting those bolts in. And what I'll do is I'll quickly rip this off now, and I'll show you what the deal is. Actually, before I take this seat off, I'll show you what I did with the this back seat, because it was so close or rubbing right on this this metal rear rack. I just went and bought, it's actually, I was going to get fuel hose, but they had vacuum hose, which I thought would be just as bloody good. So I've basically got that, cut it to length, and then just slit it down the guts like that, and then that just basically went on there. So that's wrapped around that, and then the seat just sits up against there. So should be pretty bloody good. All right. Oh, and I couldn't help myself. I wanted to start putting all the stickers on for the trip that me and Ken are doing. So that's, yeah, all the stickers are on. All right, so let's get this bloody seat off. Pop that off. And as you can see, there's that bloody, that's just sitting on there like that. I didn't worry about putting any silicone or anything to hold it on there, because the seat basically holds it on there. Alright, so I had a lot of trouble trying to get that seat, not the seat, the tank forward enough to be able to put these two bolts in. It's something that bloody Robin said that you've got to be really careful not to strip the nuts, because the nuts are actually welded to this plate here. And it's something that I wasn't really trying to be careful of, so it was lucky that I didn't actually do that. So he said a mate of his is actually, there's a plate just there, I don't know if you can see that, I think you can, yep. And he drilled a hole through there, and he uses a screwdriver, puts a screwdriver in, and then levers that forward to be able to get those bolts in by himself. Now obviously Robin's not going to put in his instructions to drill a hole in your bike. So what he actually does is gets a, come on, where's me bloody, there it is. He just gets a set of pliers. I think what he said was is he just grabs hold there and uses that and pushes this tank, levers it forward to be able to put those in. At the moment I'm not going to bloody rip this off and show you if that works or not, but apparently on his DR that's what he does, and when I have to take it off then I'll do it, because it was a real bloody struggle. I don't want to go doing it again. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it with that. So yeah, yep, happy with that. All good. I haven't actually bloody ridden it yet, so I don't know what it feels like. Like that's a full tank. I mean, it feels pretty good like that. So anyway, I'll get on it and test that out and tell you how that goes. That was the other thing I wanted to let you guys know. I've just put the stock seat back on here, and I was saying that in the last video that I don't know how I'd get these to match up. This isn't anything really substantial. And what you can do, Robin said, like I can nearly even bloody do it with my fingers. That will just bend enough for it to come round and meet the hole. I'm not going to do it because I might take this safari tank back off when I'm not doing a big trip and put the other one on. We'll just see what I go. So I'll only do that if I need to. But yeah, so that's not a problem either. All right. we're now going to get this top roller thing off. Alright, so I've got a bit of light on the subject, and this is our little bugger we've got to get off, the infamous top roller. So let's see if we can get her off. Without busting me knuckles. Oh, need a bit of leverage. That works. Beautiful. Look at that. Straight out. There you go. Whoa. One top roller removed. Now, I've obviously got to fill the hole that's in there. Alright, so I'm taking the bloody easy way out instead of having to cut through that bolt and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to use just some gap filler sealant. And I'll just whack that in that hole. Hopefully, I can squish that in there. If it's going in there alright. Some people might say, oh, you're not going to be able to get it all back out. But you know what? From what everybody says, it's not going back on. There you go, I reckon that should do the trick. Done deal. Alright, so now I get to cross some more stuff off this list. So, remove upper chain roller is done. Safari tank, which someone reminded me on the comments to that I forgot to mark this off. So that is now well and truly done and off. Cool. So now I reckon we're onto the frame guards. Alright guys, so now we've got to put these frame guards on. There's a right one and a left one. They're made by B&B Off-Road, which is the same as the back rack, and also the bash plate. Pretty simple to go on. The main purpose of them is when you've got your MX boots on, you tend to rub up against here, and also you can already see there's a bit of wear there. So basically all this gets all worn and scuffed and whatever. Actually, I can see it's already worn there too. So basically this is going to save all your paintwork. And somehow it goes on there like that. I suppose, I don't know, just keeps a little bit prettier or whatever, but you know, it might be that if you want to sell it down the track, it'll look a bit better. Alright, so let's see if we can get these off. So it comes with two new bolts. So that was the original, and that's the new one. So obviously they're a little bit longer to accommodate the extra bit on here. So I should be able to just alrighty, that'll final tighten up. There you go, that's it. Bloody simple as. Alright, we'll do the other side. Okay, so now for the left side. So left bit is a bolt. And I didn't realise, but there's a hole here. I don't know what purpose it serves, but it's obviously going to serve the purpose of putting this on. So it's got that, and then metal zip tie. Cool, let's get her on. That was a bit squeaky. Now, how does this bloody thing work? So basically I think the way this works is that's going to go in through that way. Alright, tighten up this bottom one. There you go, that'll do the trick. And as I said, it's not supposed to be anything substantial, it's basically just a guard for scuffing. Cool, another job bloody done. Alright guys, I'm going to quickly, I was saying about these reflectors. I needed to, on this one here, I've grinded that off. If you look at this one here, see how they're, you should be able to see that. That one's got a more point. Well there, I grinded that off. So what I'm going to do, just to be on the safe side, is just grind that off more, which will give me more clearance. And I'll do the same on that one, grind it right off. I mean, there's no real bloody need for it. It's not anything structural or anything, it's just holding these on, so it doesn't need much on there anyway, so we'll grind those off. Oh, and here we go guys, look. Beautiful. Alrighty, there we go, both ground down. So all I've got to do now, make sure that's all. So there's nothing sharp on these at all. Hang on, I can get these stupid things off. I've got some paint somewhere, here it is. It's just like auto touch-up paint. There. I suppose this will make it look pretty, but more importantly, it's it'll just protect the metal. So it doesn't rust. I don't even know what it is, whether it's steel or aluminium. I think it would be steel. Alright guys, so I've put those reflectors back on, and I'll show you the clearance in it. So I'll just full lock it to the left. Now obviously you're never going to ride full lock because you just bloody fall off. It's only for when you're moving it around, or if you come off and the bloody handlebars go back whack, you don't want it hitting the tank. So hopefully you're going to be able, yeah, there you go. You can see the clearance from the tank. So I'll just full lock it back the other way. Yeah, so there you can see, I think you can see that there's heaps of clearance on that one. So yeah, I'm happy with that now, that's done. Apparently because the tank grows, that will get closer to it. They reckon that the triple tree eventually does start to hit the tank. At the moment there's plenty of clearance, so and like they said, it's only when it's full locked and it's not a problem. The tank's plastic, it has that, you know, bit of give and whatever, so yeah. The other thing, the main reason why I wanted to put the reflectors on there was that it makes it legal, but more importantly, if I got bloody T-boned and someone said, oh shit mate, I didn't bloody see you, I kind of like feel a bit fucking stupid because, yeah, I'd taken off those reflectors. So, and I suppose it could be even possibly an insurance thing as well. The insurance company said, well, you didn't have reflectors on there, we're not going to cover you. So I suppose that's another thing too. Well guys, I was going so bloody well with getting all the bits and pieces done and videoing it all and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I started doing the Fatbar handlebars and putting the risers on, and I was videoing the whole thing and showing you guys everything, and And what did I do? Oh, I know, I bloody deleted all the footage. I actually deleted the footage off that camera, and I have another camera that I was doing for the secondary shots, which I've still got that, but it's kind of like bloody pointless because I'm talking to you guys, but you're not there. So I've just thought, oh, bugger that shit. So anyway, I've got it all on. It was fairly simple. I'll run through quickly just how I did it. And I'm now up to, actually I had a bit of trouble with the throttle handle grip. It was actually, because it was still the stock one, it was actually vulcanized on there, so I'll show you. This is the grip that come off this side, and basically used a screwdriver and MPPL, or penetrating lube. Straight on, wiggle it around, and off she come, no worries. This is what's left over from the throttle cable. So basically I had to just cut it off, and then I got a file and basically fold it all off, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's come up pretty good. So that was a real bloody drama trying to get that off. But anyway, it's all done now. My next drama that I've got is putting on the heated grips. I've tried 3 different ways of how to do it. I reckon I'm now just going to epoxy it on. And I wasn't going to video, I was just going to bloody whack them on. I'd kind of like crack the shits. And but I'm not. I'm just going to do this, finish up this video, and tomorrow I'll do the video of putting these on. Because I think I've looked on YouTube, and I don't know, there was nothing really there that kind of like said this is the problem that you have. And the problem is that this going on here, and it doesn't matter if you tape it, double-sided tape it, duck, whatever, it will slip. And the whole idea of a grip is that you've got grip, not you don't want it bloody swiveling around. So my solution is using epoxy on it. That should fix the problem, but we'll do that tomorrow. Alright, I'll show you one thing. I do now have a light. I'll give you a rundown of what I did. So here's the throttle grip. You can see it's a bit rough, but it's basically got all that rubber stuff off. Took me quite a while to bloody get it off, but she's off. Alright guys, so all I had to do to get the stock handlebars off was simply 2 screws underneath there, came out. This basically just opens up like that. You've got 1 bolt there, loosen that off, and that makes that all loose. I'd obviously already taken off these mounting things on there. On this side there was the 2 bolts there for the mirror bracket, and also your levers. And then for your starter housing there was 2 screws on the back. Take them straight out. The backing off that comes away. Put that aside. The throttle housing has 2 screws on the back there. You just loosen them up, and then that makes everything loose. So then, so all your bits and pieces are loose, but you can't pull them off because you don't have enough play in your cables. So then what I did was just took the bolts, the 4 bolts out of here, took them off, and then basically grabbed all that stuff, slid the handlebars this way, they all slid off, and then did exactly the same. Hey presto, come off. With the risers, basically your bottom piece sits into the bottom piece of the whatever those little mount things are, your handlebar mounts. So I stuck them in there, put the new fat bars on there, put those down, clamped them on. And obviously I didn't clamp them down before. Obviously sliding everything just straight back on, just fill around, putting them where you think they are. And then I mucked around with the angles, took it for a couple of rides just to work out what was best, and that's basically how that's been done. So yeah, putting on the risers and the handlebars was a pretty simple job. It's straightforward, there's nothing real tricky about it at all. Tomorrow I'll tell you about putting the spotlight or the auxiliary light, the 12 volt cigarette lighter thing, and then obviously doing the heated grips. I've decided to put the heated grips all on that wire that runs directly to the battery. I just couldn't be stuffed around trying to work out how to put it onto the horn thing, so it's all running on there, and I've turned everything on. I had the bike light on, the auxiliary light, the cigarette lighter and the heated grips all running at the same time, and there's just no issue. And I'll tell you the issue that I had it all wired up, everything was sweet, and there was things weren't working right, but there's a real funny bloody reason why it wasn't working. Alright, but before I go, I'm going to quickly show you just this light, how it works just here in the backyard. Alright guys, you ready? So I've got the motorbike pointing into the backyard. It's obviously dark. I'm now just going to turn on the light. So the light on the DR is just a stock DR light. Oh, well, there you go. So that's the stock light. And now with the auxiliary light, hey presto, check that shit out. That's like day and night. So for a $60 bloody light, that's pretty bloody good. Gee, it's freaking bright. Obviously it'll be different when I'm out on the road, because it's obviously hitting all the bushes at the back, so it's making it look a lot brighter, I think. But yeah, I'll take it out on the bike, bring you guys along with me, and see what it's like on the long dark roads, and see how much it can illuminate. Alright guys, that's it for me for this video. This has been a real struggle, this video, but you get that. Alright guys, keep on riding.